Hi guys, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Stitches. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch and today knitting. It is episode 2 of my It's Time for Sock Knitting podcast, and that is quite appropriate because I have quite a few socks to talk to you about today and one thing that's not socks, but only one, and it is knitted in sock yarn, so it almost counts. Okay, well let's get to it. So first off, I have a finished object to show you today, which I'm excited about, and so is my eldest son because these are for him. And these are his green and gold socks, all complete. Aren't they a funny shape? Now these are from the Summerlee Comfort Core sock set. I'll put a picture of it up. And these are kind of a mix of sock A and sock C. So as you can see, it doesn't have the super long cuff as sock A, but it does have the rib that is done, the 2x2 rib, and I did do the stripes like they did it. So I'm really pleased with how that came out. I did 5 rows of each colour, and I think it looks of the contrast colours, and I think they look really good. And then we go down into the main colour. So I used for the green Admiral Schoppel 4-ply. I'm not sure what colour it is. I'm sorry. I did buy it like, I don't know, 2014, 2015, a long time ago. So I don't have the label. But the beautiful yellow is Araucania Yarns Huasco Sock Kettle Dye. It is their Ochre and it's colour 1003. And I bought that recently at Banksia Yarns at Richmond. So I am so pleased with how they came out. As I said, that's kind of sock A, that's sock C, and then this bit is my variation. So they have the sporty rib cuff, they have the textured rib top like the sports socks do, so I was pleased about that, and it really was just a simple normal heel, you know, your slip stitch heel, your normal gussets, that was easy. Then the whole purpose of this sock, the comfort core, I did do it, and it is a slip stitch pattern, and oh my gosh, it is a bit hard on the hands, but it really does give a firm core. The stretch is nowhere near like your normal stretch of a sock. And then instead of repeating the texture pattern, I did use a plain, just plain. That was to reward myself for getting through the 2x2 rib, the texture stitch, and the comfort core. But no, they fit my son really well. He is 7. I cast on 56 stitches, and so I knitted him an adult small, and they were really good. I did change the comfort core length, so instead of 2 inches of comfort core, I did 1.5, just because I looked at his foot and that did seem to be his arch, maybe because he's a kid. He didn't need the 2, and the 2 inches was the same for pretty much every size, whether kid or adult, so I think that was okay shortening that. He wears them. Well, he tried them on, they were comfortable, so he was really, really happy. And I'm really, really happy they're done because I can cast on new socks, which I will show you in a minute. So yes, that was my first project. I did like the comfort core sock pattern. I am going to knit it again. I'm going to do shorties for me, but I did find they took longer, they were a bit laborious, especially this kind of slip stitch, yeah, bit in the middle. It really did take its time. I was glad when it's done, but no, they're a good pair of socks, and yeah, he's really happy with them. So that is my first one. I'm very excited they're done. So on to my next one. So then my youngest son is like, well, where's my socks? Where's my socks? So I have, look at this. How cool is it? So he has 1 sock knitted and 1 on its way. Let's just say, here we go, on its way. So this beautiful, beautiful yarn, well, I should go through it. So this is what I have, this ball, and this is called Highlighter. Look at the colour, isn't it amazing? It's self-striping yarn, and it's from Jokonamo Textiles, and this actually is going to turn into a bit of a Jokonamo episode because I think nearly every sock I have is in Jokonamo yarn, except the first pair. And my son told me he wanted pink, purple, green, yellow and orange. And isn't that perfect? Oh, I just loved it. Now the dark purple for the top, the heel and the toe is another Jokonamo Textile yarn, and that is part of their Fruit Tingle mini skein set. And I picked purple because purple's his favorite color, and isn't that just the most wonderful match? It is slightly darker, but I don't think you can even tell in the camera. It just looks so good. And what I did is I've been knitting out of Summer Lee's book, The Sock Project. I love that book. And this is a combination of sock 1 and sock 3. So sock 1 has the 2x1 rib cuff, so that's what I did. And because he is 5, I did cast on the kid size of 48 stitches for this on, actually I used 2.5mm needles. Usually I use 2.25, and I think that's what you'll see for the rest of my socks and for the ones I just knitted before this, but these are on 2.5s and they knitted up really well, mostly because that's what I had free and I wanted to start these as soon as I got the yarn to see how they looked. I really need to buy myself more 2.25mm socks. But anyway, I love how they knitted up. I did do, so the first design was the cuff, and then the third design in the book is the forethought heel, and that's what I did for these. So basically you just keep knitting as the stripes, put in some waste yarn for your heel, and then once I wasn't even at the toe, I was down here, I went back, took the waste yarn out, picked up the stitches and knitted in an afterthought heel. And I really like it. It looks really good. I have to try it for myself to see how it fits, because this was the quickest heel I ever knitted. I know it's on a smaller sock too, but I couldn't get over it. Like, there was no slipping, there was no turning, there was no picking up stitches. That's it, done. And it looks lovely and neat. I'm really pleased with it for my first one. So yeah, then I knit the rest of the sock as is, you know, just did the body and did the toe. And I love it. I think it's the cutest sock I've ever knitted. I'm excited to knit my next one. That's on its way. And I'm hoping to have it finished next week. He'll be so excited too, to have a pair of socks just like his brother and sister. And then all my kids will have knitted socks. So that is my other start. I don't think, do I have anything else to say? Okay, so this little sock, it's so little, it only used 11 grams, isn't that amazing, of the main colour and 5 grams of the contrast colour. So yeah, kids' socks do knit up fast, don't they? So that was my second sock. So then I had another new start because my husband's like, well, where are my socks? So when I put in my Jokonamo order, my kids had a look at the website and they picked a skein for my husband that they thought he'd really like. So I'll put a picture of it up, and it is called Kingfisher, and isn't it lovely? And we looked at it online, like on Instagram, and when people knitted it, it turned up as stripes. And I thought, oh, that could be cool. You know, like these micro stripes. How cool is that? And then we got the yarn and we wound it, and this is how it came. So yeah, it's looking cool, isn't it? It's got the blue and the orange, and then back to blue. And then I knitted it. Now what I didn't take into account is my husband, I'm knitting him a 72 stitch foot. So bigger, I'm usually 64. My 6 and 7-year-old, I've been knitting 56. Obviously my 5-year-old, I knit 48. Like, yes, so 72 is bigger. And because of the bigger circumference, it knitted up differently, if that makes sense. Like, instead of the stripes, I got this. Which is quite dramatically different. Now I have shown my husband, he says it's really cool and he wants me to keep going and he wants socks out of this. So that's really good. But I was so surprised at like how I guess dye pulls differently. If my sock was half its circumference, if you can see at the moment it's half orange, half blue. So if I was knitting, for example, a sock for my youngest with the 48 stitches, I do think this would stripe orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, because that would be the amount of stitches that colour goes along. But because this is bigger, I'm nearly doing half-half. It's just kind of moving slightly, and I'm getting this kind of wild out there pattern. I don't know, my husband thinks they look a bit sci-fi. I guess I can kind of see a planetary thing going on with it. It's an amazing yarn. It's got blue and orange like the Kingfisher. And it's also got this kind of dark fleck in it too, which is really cool. Now I had pulled out this, and this is Misti Alpaca 4-ply, a scrap from a long time ago. And I did think about using that for the heel and the toe, but now because this is knitting up so wildly, and this is on 2.25mm needles, I thought maybe I should just go for the full effect and just do my heel. This is from Summer Lee's The Project book as well. It's sock 1, and I did 15 rows of the 2x1 rib for the cuff. And then yes, so I'm just knitting, I think I'm going to 4 inches for the whole leg, and then I will go to the heel and do my slip stitch heel, turn it, and then pick up and do my gusset. So just a normal heel. I'm like, well, maybe I should just go for the full effect, have all different kind of looks. I mean, the toe's going to look different too as it decreases, and have a completely out there wild sock. I mean, my husband likes it. The Kingfisher colours are amazing. So yeah, that was my other unexpected start. So I feel like this week was like a week of yarn experimentation, but hey, it's fun. I'm really enjoying the socks and it's going well. So I did have one more new start to show you, and this actually isn't a sock, but I am keeping it in a sock bag, and it is out of sock yarn. So I am keeping it in my beautiful HodgePodge Skeins bag that I got for the Knit for the Girls, and I think it matches really well. This is a shawl, and I think a lot of people are knitting this at the moment. It is the Mystery One Love Shawl. I'll put a picture of the graphic up, by Joji Locatelli. And how it's working is Clue 1 came out on November 1st. I'm in Australia, so for me it was about, I think 1:30 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon it came out, which was exciting. And there's a clue each week of November, 4 clues, and then you have a full shawl, and it's 1 skein of sock yarn. So I am doing another Jokonamo yarn. I've even got the label for this one. Here we go. Jokonamo Textiles. They're just at Richmond, just near me actually. And I am doing it on their silver stellina base, and it's called Alpine. And this is the beautiful colour. Look at that. Doesn't it match the bag? And look at the shine. And here is my Clue 1. So this is really fun, really quick. Look at the lace pattern. I really enjoyed it. I only had 2 little kind of things happen as I was going, but I think they turned out okay. So the first one was when I entered the lace pattern. I got up to a point and I counted my stitches, and I had 99 stitches. And then when I went to the pattern, it said you should have 103. And I was so lucky, because I was like, okay, just leave it tonight. You're tired. So I did. And then when I came back the next day to it, there was an update for the pattern, and it was meant to be 99 stitches. So yes, if you printed out the pattern when it came out, just check, because there is an update updating the stitch count. So that was my first thing. Oh, I really like how it looks, and I love the style of the lace pattern. The second thing, which I think is completely on me, is that in the very last row of Clue 1, it said, it gave like an instruction for the pattern. So it was like, you know, go knit to this marker, remove marker. I think it was like purl 3, knit 3, purl 5, knit 3, something like that. And so I did it, and then it said remove next marker, and I did that, and then it said purl to end. And it just seemed really strange to me only doing that for this part and then purling to the end. I don't know, like, shouldn't all the lace patterns be the same? So I did repeat it throughout. And I don't know if that's right or not, as you can see. So I've got, like, at the top of each lace pattern, the 5 purl bumps. See it there? But it is uniform throughout instead of being just at the first one. So I think I did it okay. But what I figure is when Clue 2 comes out, I will know if I did it right or not. I might have to undo 1 row and then just follow it exactly as the pattern's written. Or maybe I'll be like, yes, no, I was right. That clue should have some purl bumps in it when you're looking at the right side of it. I don't know. If you know, let me know. I had a look at the spoiler thread on Ravelry, but it's really hard to see from the pictures. I'm like peering really closely going, are they pearls or are they knits? And it is hard to tell. I think because there's such a little bit of the lace. So I'm hoping when the next clue comes through, which I think will be a big bit of the lace. Look at that sparkle. I'm loving this. Then yeah, I will know, am I right or not? Do I have to undo a row and put all my markers back in or not? Because I did remove them all, but I think it'll be pretty easy to put them back in. So yeah, really pleased with this. It's on 4.5mm needles, so yeah, it sure knitted up fast, and it was fun. It was fun. It started a garter stitch tab, then you did garter stitch out, you have your little border, and then yeah, you just started the lace pattern, and that was clue 1. So I will be excited on Saturday to see what clue 2 holds. So that was another new start. Lots of fun. And then I've also got my whip. So I have one current active whip at the moment, and that is my Ghost Socks by Summer Lee. I'll pop a picture of them up. I guess in a way I kind of don't have to, because I do have one completely finished. Look at my little ghosties. Aren't they cute? So I am on the other one. When you saw it last time, I'd done the colour work, but now I have finished. Oh, sorry, needles everywhere. You can tell I'm a double-pointed girl. So now I have finished the leg and I've turned the heel. So I am now doing the gusset decreases before I just knit for the foot. So I feel like this is on the home stretch. I'm hoping you will see it finished next week. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Now with my colour work for these, so this is from Summer Lee's Colourwork Cuff Club. It was the October sock from last year. And for the first one, I did 2 colour ferrule and did duplicate stitch over the top, which I think was a bit messy. Not the biggest fan of it. And then for the second one, I actually did 3 colour ferrule. And I do think that's come out a bit neater, especially when you stretch it out. So I think that's what I'm happier with and what I'll do from now on with her patterns. I have another one in plans I'll talk about soon, but oh, how nice do they look? Now this is 2 different yarn companies. So the lovely kind of, aren't these the best Halloween colours? This is HodgePodge Skeins, and this is their Flamingo colourway, and I just love it. I think it should have a Halloween name with the black, the grey, the orange, the pink. Oh, isn't it fantastic? And I just love the pops of colour it gives with the contrast. And then this beautiful pale pink is Icy Pink. It is from House of Wool at Lura. I will say all the Jokonamo and the HodgePodge Skeins, they are merino wool and nylon component. And you really do notice it. They are a lot softer. The House of Wool just says 75% wool on the label, not merino, and you do notice it. I'll be interested to see how it wears in comparison though to the merino ones. Maybe because it's not as soft, it will wear a bit better. We will find out. But yeah, no, excited. Excited. These are kind of getting there, aren't they? And these once again are on 2.25mm needles. So that is my other whip. Now then, I also got an order this week. It was the Jokonamo one, which so you've seen the Kingfisher that I got. So that was this one, the blue and orange, and you have seen the highlighter. So that was the self-striping yarn, which is this one. Gosh, isn't it amazing how it knits up, like from that to that? Incredible. And then I also got, and what started the order was they did a Knit for the Girls skein. So, oh my gosh, the Knit for the Girls fundraiser is, I think it's pretty much complete, although I did notice that some of the yarn companies like Jokonamo Textiles are still selling their support skeins, and it will still donate to the cause. They made well over 50,000, which was incredible. So yeah, I was just excited about that. It was really nice to see it all go to such a good cause and such support and such community and such feeling and such beautiful yarn. It was, yeah, just wonderful. Fun time organised by Louie and Lola. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Now it was the Jokonamo for the Girls 2025. That's what they called the skein. Isn't it lovely? I love the colours, the greens, the pinks, a bit of gold in there, the white. I'm excited to cake that one up. Obviously it couldn't travel alone, so it was this, the highlighter, the Kingfisher, and a mini skein set. So we saw the purple, there were 5 in here, on my son's sock that I'm using at the moment, but I just bought it because I thought it went so well with the Knit for the Girls skein. Just perfect. And if I want to do the contrast, I mean, I could pick any of the colours that look good. The mini skein set was actually called the Fruit Tingle, and it's after this yarn, which is known as Fruit Tingle, which I thought was really interesting. And then I also realised that I already had some Jokonamo, here we go, Namo Textiles yarn, and interestingly, I have, this is Fruit Tingle. Isn't that, so now I've got the mini skein set and the whole set, though this is a stellina base, and it must dye up a little bit different on the stellina face because the colours are slightly stronger in the plain to the stellina, but then the stellina you get that sparkle. So yes, I thought that was really interesting how the different bases, how it dyes up, but isn't it pretty? So yes, I have beautiful order, lots of lovely yarn to play with, and this really should feature in my plans, and I think it will probably be just like a vanilla sock. I think it will just look so good. I don't know if I'll do the green or the pink for contrast, but it'll look fantastic. But I do have 2 socks planned for my next ones when I get some free needles again. So the first one is a bit of stash busting, which is always good to do. Now, in my first episode last week, thank you so much for the comments. They were so helpful. Someone mentioned the Hermione socks. I hope I'm saying that right. And I put a picture of them up. They're free pattern on Ravelry, and I had a look at people's and they looked fantastic. And I thought that's a really simple textured sock pattern. I should try that. So I am planning to try it. I'm actually going to do contrast cuff, toe and heel with the mane. So this beautiful yarn from Fibre Lily is going to be my contrast. In my experience so far with sock yarn, Fibre Lily is definitely the softest. I've no idea how they get it so soft. It says 75% superwash merino, just like the others do, and 25% nylon, but it just feels incredible. And I am going to mix this. So this will be the contrast colour. And I don't have a colour name for this, I'm sorry. I got it from the Wyong Fibre Festival, and it was there with a blue skein, and it was just, yeah, they were just together with Fibre Lily on. They didn't have colour names. So then I'm going to mix it with, and I've had this in my stash for many, many, many years. Maybe 2012? Yeah, maybe. It was definitely when I used to work in a knitting shop. So it's been a while, and this is an old ball of Teo sock, which I had tried to knit into something a long time ago, but clearly it hadn't gone anywhere. Maybe it was a blanket or a top. I don't know, but aren't the colours pretty? This is the rest of the ball, so I do have a full ball, especially if I undo this. And I just thought that would look so pretty, and we're in spring in Australia, and how nice would that be? So that is one plan I've got. I just think they'll make the prettiest spring socks. And the Teo sock has like a cotton component to it, and I think that could be good because I really like to wear my knitted socks with my Merry People boots, and my knitted socks are fine, the wool ones in winter, like no problem, but I still wear them in summer when it rains because it gets really muddy and awful around here. So I thought it would be nice to have lighter socks. So that is my aim. I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, I guess I'll still will have a wool toe and heel, but I just feel like this yarn isn't that hard wearing. I know it says it's got nylon in it, but I can really easily break this with my hands if I wanted to. So I just thought for the harder wearing areas, like, and plus it's going to look so pretty, a heel and a toe in this colour would just be so nice. So that is one of my plans. My other plan is a Summerlee Cuff Club plan, and oh, it was so lovely, your comments about my folder. I passed them on to my husband because he put it together and he was so pleased, and it's so nice to know you have Summerlee folders like that too. So the August Colourwork Cuff Club sock from last year, I put a picture of it up with the flowers, is definitely in my head. I mean, we're in spring here, it's definitely the season, and I have 2 options. So you have to let me know which one you think. The first one is very sensible, and it is a neutral. So this is colour This is Cascade Yarns Heritage, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is in the colour 5734. It is a lovely light grey. And this beautiful purple is HodgePodge Skeins, and it is called Peculiar Purple Pie Man. And I think that could look lovely. The flowers and the plain, a really nice pair of socks. But maybe a bit quiet for me. Because I don't know if you've noticed, I tend to knit brighter things. I mean, these are the Australia colours, okay? They're not my first choice. My son wanted green and gold socks for Australia. That's why they're these colours. I generally tend to go for kind of brighter, prettier things. So, how about this? This was the other Knit for the Girls skein, one of the other ones I got from HodgePodge Skeins. It's called Women's Body. Isn't it beautiful with the speckle? I thought, because most of the sock's pretty plain, I thought, oh, speckle could be nice, liven it up. And then look at this colour. It's pretty much neon. It's called Pink Funk by HodgePodge Skeins. And I thought, oh, I could have the flowers in this, and I'm pretty sure they'd stand out because look at that colour. And the plain in that. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm going to cake it up and maybe knit a bit and see how busy. But I need free needles. Not three, free. Free needles. So I need to finish my ghost stocks, and I need to get a move on with my husband's socks. Though, look, if I get my husband's socks finished before Christmas, I'll be really pleased because they're going to be quite long and quite big and quite a bit of knitting. And then, yes, I am excited about, yes, my next one. So what do you think? Ooh, the purple's really nice though, but look at that. Good choices. Good problem to have, deciding between those two. My other pair of needles, I was telling you about other 2.5s I've got. Now, I did do my kid's sock on 2.5. I should have spoken about this more then, sorry. The reason I did 2.5 is because A, I was desperate to see how the yarn knitted up, and I still had other projects on my other needles. B, because it's a 5-year-old sock, I thought it's going to be okay being a little bit bigger. I mean, firstly, he can wear it for a little bit longer, A, and B, because he's going to have grown out of it in, you know, a year or two, I don't need it to be as hard a wearing as the denser fabric allows it to be, if that makes sense. Because when you knit with a smaller needle, it is much, much denser. So that is why I was okay to go for 2.5 and have kind of an extra sock going, if that makes sense. But usually I stick to 2.25mm. So these will be waiting till a needle is free. And that's okay, isn't it? It's good. It helps me get it done. I do knit socks usually when I'm waiting for kids, or when I've been listening to people talk, like in my studies in uni. So yes, they've been really good for that and really fun. So I think that is everything from me today. Yes, I wonder if I'll be back next week. Isn't it funny? I only filmed my first episode a week ago, but I just felt like I had a lot to talk about. So I thought, hey, I'll come back, film another one. Let me know how your knitting is going. Are you knitting socks? Thank you so much for telling me all about different patterns. I went through, I bookmarked them all. They are really helpful. I'm excited to try the Hermione socks. And yeah, I have... it really kind of opened my eyes to what's out there. I haven't been knitting for a long time, and I especially haven't been knitting socks for a long time. So it's good to get back into it and kind of find out what's happening. So yeah, let me know what's your favourite sock pattern and what you're knitting at the moment. I would love to know. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you for the comments, the likes, subscribes. I hope everyone has a fantastic knitty, stitchy, crafty week. I will see you next week. Happy knitting and take care. Bye.